Yes, welcome everybody to the J&J Dating Dynamics podcast, Jonathan Major's favorite new podcast, your weekly dose of everything your father should have told you, but he didn't. So hit the like and subscribe button and let's get after it. Justin, how you doing, my friend?
Not too bad, man. How about yourself? How's it going?
Doing great, bro. We took a couple of weeks off there, but we're back and ready to hit the ground running. By the way, if you're watching on Instagram, I do see a couple people here on the J&J Dating Dynamics account. Check out our stories and come over to the YouTube side. I promise you the show is way better up on the YouTubes. And when you do come in, hit the like and the subscribe button. I won't be on Instagram long, guys, because Justin couldn't be bothered to join me on Instagram today. So that is that. Jay Blaze, shout out to you in the chat. And yeah, Justin, what's up, buddy? What are we talking about? Let's go. Give it to me.
Yeah, this is a much due topic I've been talking about for a couple weeks now. And I honestly feel even we had an episode where me and you debated with my female friends about, can we be friends? And it's funny, even my friends I can't really have some of these debates with. And I've come to realize
that was a
that.
great episode, by the way.
It was. And I've come to realize that even though they're friends, I have these conversations with them.
Yeah.
Because the way they view things are just completely different. So I feel like there is like a new wave of like feminism coming out where it's like,
Okay.
I forgot what wave they're representing it as, but like, you have
See, I'm
women
not so
trying to.
sure. I think a new wave of feminism would hit. You're talking about feminism's coming back around, right?
But in the positive light,
In a
being more
positive way.
traditional.
I think it's more of an echo chamber effect. I don't think this is close to or even hitting the mainstream yet.
At
So
all.
I think it's not yet. It's not.
I'm beginning to see
I
it.
think it's an echo chamber effect.
We're not going to cover it tonight, but I was actually watching a TED talk on it. It was a feminist, a hardcore feminist. She actually made a documentary, and she actually ended up after 10 years, kind of.
I've seen that one. That's with the she goes into the men's rights movement, right? The MRA.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah, I've
yeah.
seen that. That's a very
Well,
good show. By the
anyway,
way, hang on. Let me come off of the Instagram, guys. If you're watching on Instagram, there's a couple of you. Go ahead and click on the stories and come over to the YouTube side. I promise you, it's one better, and you can actually hear Justin, and you can get in on the chat and interact with us. So come on over. And that is that for the Instagram. All right. Sorry, Justin. You were saying?
no. Long story short, tonight's episode is women of the Manosphere. There's a lot of influential
Sure.
women, and I think women need to hear it from women themselves.
I agree. I do agree with that. We are also going to be touching on another topic if we have time. If not, we're going to save it for next week because it's a big topic. And that is, of course, everybody here has heard of the Bud Light controversy and all that stuff. But Bud Light's not the only ones. And we're going to talk a little bit about brands going woke. And does that mean they're going to go broke? You know? Because Bud Light, like I said, they're really, really, really not the only ones. And when I tell you about a couple of other brands that are showing signs of going that way, I think everybody will be not pleasantly surprised by the names of these brands. So, all right, Justin, tell me about women in the Manosphere. Who's your favorite woman in the Manosphere? First off, let's start there. Do you have a favorite?
For me, it's a toss up. For younger women, maybe more just pearly things. Uh, she's been my favorite for a long time, but I also discovered many other influential women. I actually didn't even get to one. Uh, I will throw her name in. I have to look it up, and it's
Well, he
actually
does a
Amy.
shout out to Pearl, by the way, who's God bless her, bro. She hit that subscriber count fast, and she's done a great job.
To be
Donovan,
honest, I Just
go ahead.
Pearl is a woman, and I think that she might as well. She might be the strongest voice in the Manosphere.
She's
No,
strong.
I can't say that.
I think
I,
her strength
I
is that she's a woman. As a
I'm talking
standalone,
about.
I have to disagree.
Hold on, I'm talking about
Yeah,
numbers wise and views, like YouTube and the whole business model. We
I
can't
think
like
that she's
discredit.
physically strong.
We can't discredit like the great men in it. Obviously, like
Right.
Rolo, and you just can't. You got Kevin Samuels. I mean, I feel like these guys were definitely huge and still are huge. But as a woman in the manosphere, Just
Yeah.
Pearl took
Jay
off.
Blaze says Jedediah Bila.
So Jedediah Bila is I was gonna say she is my next favorite, and for me, she speaks more to older women, and I feel like she can relate more to women that
Yeah.
are closer to hitting the wall.
I have my
And
issues with Jedediah Bila. And it's not that I disagree with her current content. It's see, I knew her and I actually met her a few times when she worked in politics also, when she worked for Fox News. And like the way that I got turned off of politics, my bias toward certain people, my bias against certain people in politics, her included, precludes me from giving her content a chance. I don't know if that even makes sense. But I've been very reluctant to watch her. I should open myself up. I need to let go of my political,
no,
you know,
yeah,
shit
definitely.
hanging out in my brain. But
We're
that
doing this.
my point is I don't know much
This
about her
this
from
isn't
Menace.
this isn't the 305 rider page. This isn't political Joel. This is
I do what I
J
want.
and J. This is J and J dating
Who's
dynamics.
Jay's first, buddy? Who's Jay's first?
That's my J.
That's my Jay. Uh, anyway, all
um,
right.
uh,
So who else? Just
we
Pearly
got
Things,
M-
Bila.
Melanie King.
Who's Melanie King? I don't know her. I'll be honest. I don't know a lot of women in the manosphere. Mainly because I don't know. I haven't searched yet, but I should have
Melanie
done some.
King is the one that was talking on the women's pH balance last week. Well, I mean, last
Oh
episode.
yeah. I remember that one. Are we gonna watch? Is that one of the videos you sent me for this week?
Yeah, that's not one of the videos. I sent you something else.
Yeah. Okay.
Also we have Candace Owens, and Candace
Candace
Owens,
Owens is another one. It's another holdover from the political Fox News stuff.
and you have another one, Allie Drummond,
Jay Blaze says Courtney Ryan.
Courtney Ryan, great dating coach.
Hmm. Now, the most of these women, are they starting out as dating coaches and then seeing what's going on and then getting into it, or are they starting off kind of
So,
red pill?
to be honest, this is actually how I even stumbled upon the Manosphere, because I didn't even know about the red pill community
Sure.
before we spoke about it.
Uh-huh.
And that was when I threw up the one dating video, because I was
Right.
throwing up some dating ideas, and I thought about doing a little show myself.
Mhm.
And I had learned from watching all different dating coaches, and I kept stumbling upon, like, FitX.
Yeah.
I stumbled upon guys like him, and then
Mhm.
watching FitX, I slowly evolved into like Andrew Tate and Fresh and Fit, and like Rolo Tomasi, and then you John Donovan Sharp, and then you have like all the powerful guys in the game. And I don't know, here we are. And
Yeah.
then
Here we are.
I
Something.
discovered all the ladies doing it. And when I discovered that women were onto this, it was kind of refreshing. I was like, oh shit, maybe, just maybe, that women can get to the other women out there.
Yeah, that's the hope, and that's really the only way that this thing would go mainstream is if women start talking to other women, and I think it's very much hindered feminism overall. the good feminism or the bad feminism, whatever, the women's empowerment movement is very much hindered by the fact that one, it's only men talking to them, and two, this whole transgender woke bull crap. Obviously, because now we'll get into that later. But
I
yeah,
mean, look, it's a rough. It's you know, it's rough to hear it from men, especially when you got guys like Andrew Tate and Fresh and Fit. I get how it might sound from a woman's ears, that it might sound rough. I can understand it. We can understand it. But a woman isn't going to interpret that well.
no, absolutely not.
I feel
Absolutely
like
not. You're
women might be able to interpret guys like Jordan Peterson a little bit well. And then you got
sure.
Kevin Samuels, but he's a little bit more rough around the edges, and I love that.
Yeah, may he rest in peace. But
Seriously.
yeah. I think obviously that just goes back to our biology, right? Because women think with their emotions first. They're gonna process everything through emotion, through an emotional filter. And when you do that, it's hard to rationalize a lot of things.
Absolutely. So,
Dave Lay said he
anyways,
started with
tonight,
Tanner Band. I actually I,
so
I started my red pill journey with Donovan Sharp. That he was the first one.
you put me
Him
on a bit.
and yeah, him and Roosh. That's how I started.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's not take the energy from what we're doing tonight.
All
We're
right.
doing
So
we're giving it to the females tonight. For anyone that wants to say that we're misogynistic, this is coming from the horse's mouth,
all
from
right. So
ladies'
which
mouth.
one are you bringing up first?
Um, basically in the order I sent them to you, so that should be fine like that.
Okay. Let me see here. Here we go. All right. We're gonna start with this one, and this is Muslim girl destroys a Western women. All right. Here we go.
So honestly, of course, American women aren't Muslim. We're mostly Christian and Catholic, and
Mhm.
various other faiths out here. But this is honestly what men want. This is what men crave. Let's go
Right.
with that.
And hang on, before we get tagged for loving terrorists, let me make it absolutely clear: not every Muslim's a terrorist, obviously, but you know what? Let me not get into it because I'm gonna get us canceled. Let's just watch the video. All right, here we go.
Husband is
It's about
number
men
one.
and women.
My husband tells me, hey, sit down. I'll sit down. He tells me you can't go out with your friends today. I'm not going to go out with my friends. He says, hey, go wash this dish for me. I'm going to go wash the dish for him. I chose this man to be the king of my life. And yes, I agree with everything he says, and I do everything he says. And I did that because I chose this man. I put him in this position of my life. And this is how I honor and take care of and love the man in my life. So I tell women out there, you want a man in your life, you want to be happy, figure out what you would do when you are happy. Because I am happy. My husband does so many great things for me. And I would do that for him. I obey him, I respect him, and I let him be the man that he is.
In cheek slang Genesis 101, it
Hold on.
states
You
if a
could stop it
girl.
right there.
Yeah, you're right. That
So
is what
I
men
want to
want.
say, I want to say something, and this is very important. So obviously, what she said is very important.
Yeah,
And do you see how proud she is to honor
yeah,
her husband? But do you
absolutely.
know what's even more important from both of them? And it comes from a religious perspective. We've
What's
been
that?
taking God out of everything, and
Yes.
whatever faith you happen to believe in, you guys as couples should be trying to achieve that together and following God together. That should be your first love and priority. And doing that, serving God, you'll naturally serve each other. And you'll just, I don't know. I feel like that's in relationships.
Well, yeah, but
Call
you
me
both gotta
crazy.
really believe in that. Because I mean, myself, I'm not overly religious, and I couldn't see myself doing that with anybody. I think there's other ways to do that too. But,
Yeah, everyone has their own
if you're
beliefs,
if
but
you're a believer, absolutely, then that obviously plays a very central role in the life of anyone who is a believer. So you both should share in that. Absolutely.
so would you say that that's misogynistic of us, a woman like that?
No, not at all. She's absolutely right. That is what all men want in the end.
She had the choice, and she realizes
Exactly.
that I
So
chose this man.
exactly.
All right, let's keep it
Absolutely right.
moving.
All right, next one. Next one. Next one. All right, here we go. You gave me the timestamp of 6 minutes. So here we go. Oh, sorry.
Then I'm probably just not the girl for you.
Women.
So men are saying they're getting their passport because there aren't enough fit, feminine, and friendly women to choose from. And instead of looking in the mirror and asking ourselves if we would make great wives to these men, we would much rather shame them and guilt them into staying with our mediocre asses.
She's absolutely right. Like women are the first knee jerk reaction of anybody who hears about this is to blame the guy, not to look inward and ask, well, why are there no fit, feminine, and friendly females out there? You know, they look at him as being a shallow person who's only, interested in looks. And, that, Jesus Christ, that turns a lot of people off, honestly.
Ma'am, if you're not fit, feminine, or friendly, then you're not what these men want. Shut your ass and go to the gym. Like, do we see how toxic we are? Really think about it. Why are so many women so bothered that men are going outside to find fit, feminine, and friendly women when they themselves aren't willing to become fit, feminine, and friendly?
That's exactly why, because they don't want to put in the work. Am I wrong there? It's simple. It comes down to laziness, I think. What do you think, Justin? You're muted. I can't hear a word you're saying.
I said absolutely correct and very entitled because
Yeah,
like you can't even approach a woman anymore.
no, you can't. You can't approach him, and then if you don't approach him, or if you don't figure out how to approach them, then you're gonna get shamed for being shallow.
But I'll tell
Man,
you what's happening is men
are
are
we done
being
with this, by
caused
the
to
way?
yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I'm saying like men are just being caused to like question every single move that they make. I mean, I have felt it myself.
Yeah, we've
Like
all.
you're playing the scenario. All right, if I say this, it's gonna go this way. If I say this, it's gonna go that way. And it's like, dude, I don't want to play that game. I just want to be myself. And to be
Absolutely.
honest,
On
that's how
dating
I
app.
win. I'm just myself when I like someone.
Even on
If
dating apps, you find yourself asking, "Is this text gonna do this, or is this text gonna elicit a bad
no,
response?"
we've already spoke about this. I'm the
Yeah,
worst when it comes to text and dating apps. Like I do better in person.
I do better in person myself, but the dating apps come with the added convenience of being in your underwear at home. All right, next. Let's see. All right, here we go. Yeah, Jay Blaze says most women are liabilities now. That's absolutely right. Absolutely right.
I'd
Let's
rather the roof collapse and have to fix that. No.
Jesus Christ. All right,
Kidding, kidding.
let's see. All right, this proves that modern women. No, yeah, here we go. No, that's not it. Damn it.
What's going
Here
on
we
over
go.
there?
Got it.
Play them in order, brother.
All right, here we go. Here we go. You gave me a timestamp of
See,
2
you
minutes.
guys, this is why my J is first. Where
Oh,
is it?
stop.
Over here? Yeah. This is why my J is first.
Right.
He had one job. His
Don't get
one
me
job
started.
was all of them. It's all of them.
All right, damn
I just
it.
bring myself.
Exactly.
Can't even make it up. Yeah, can't even make it up. That is, it was. Can't even make it up. Now, reality can be whatever I want.
Dude, what the hell are we watching?
That was a creepy intro. Go ahead.
Yeah.
It's right here.
All of my friends who prioritize having kids in their 20s are all now single moms at 40 and divorced. I got so many of these comments on my last video, so I'm going to touch on it now. Disregarding exceptional reasons such as real abuse, the fact is 80% of women are the ones ending marriages, 90% if they have a degree. I'm very tired of this victim mentality that has manifested within the female realm.
You and me both, sister.
It is hard for me to have empathy for single divorced moms when 90% of the time they are at fault for it. It is completely self-inflicted. I'm also coming from a place of self-critique because, believe it or not, just like every woman in America, I have...
Hold on.
I'm holding.
Women are going to skip over the point that she just said 90% of the time.
Yeah.
There's still a percent where it's not women's fault. So before any women come in and want to attack her for saying that, it's not always the woman's fault. That's not what she's saying. But 90% of the time, it is.
You want to listen to her point again?
Yeah. No. Should we? Do we have to?
Yeah,
we might have to.
Whatever. Let's just start it here. I went back like 20 seconds. Here we go.
Go for it.
I'm very tired of this victim mentality that has manifested within the female realm. It is hard for me to have empathy for single divorced moms when 90% of the time they are at fault for it. It is completely self-inflicted. I'm also coming from a place of self-critique because, believe it or not, just like every woman in America, I have succumbed to some of those thoughts. But we listen to social media and mass media and we tell ourselves that there's someone else there that's going to treat us even better, and we neglect the other party, which is our husbands, and then all the children that are involved as well. Oh, but let's not forget the vows you took. You cannot discredit my theory of prioritizing a family first and then working on a career, all because you have women that fall in that 90% category that left their husbands.
Who is this girl?
To be honest, I don't even know, because this is just like somebody's video. It's the channel can't make it up. I'm not too familiar with it.
Yeah, I don't think this channel's about dating or anything else. But
yeah, I just found that clip.
That's actually a good thing that she's speaking this. Well,
so that's really what I'm saying. There's powerful women in the Manosphere that we're gonna cover, but none of these women that we just covered were. Like, these are regular women that are starting to catch on.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, let's keep it moving. Let's go to another clip.
Another clip. Let's see here. And Jay Blaze and Geeky Anomaly, if you guys have anything to chime in about about these clips, you guys are always more than welcome to. So let's go to the next one here. Next one is single because we can't find men. Blah, 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 blah. All right. This one's 23 minutes, Justin. Where do you want to timestamp?
I don't know. We don't have to watch it in its entirety. We can watch whatever you feel like it.
All right, let's find the shorter videos. Hang on. Or the ones that you have timestamped. All right, this one has like 5 timestamps, so let's go with this one.
Was that
you had exactly? Yeah, it's Jedediah Bila. You know exactly where you wanted to go with this one, so let's start there. Boom. Nope, that's not it. Is that it?
Yeah, that last one I was gonna pull up was Melanie King. We'll go back to that.
Melanie King. Yeah, we'll go back to that one. All right, here we go.
we need a Jeopardy button.
Yeah, we really do. I do have let's see. That one. All right, here we go. Oh, wait, no volume.
512, right?
The no 4:58. 5:12 was your timestamp. Okay, here we go.
What do we have today? Okay, the show called Jubilee. I love it. I really do. It's a great channel. You go on and you see they have all of these interesting panels. And they had a panel of feminists versus anti-feminists that I clicked on. I was like, let me see what's going on here. Let me see, And I click on it, and this is what you see. So we're going to go through some of this. 156.
Guys,
I thought
real
fantastic.
quick.
Yeah.
It's just real quick. Obviously, you can see the sun behind her, but this is Jedediah Bila, and this is one of the women I was telling you about. Joelle happens to have a little conflict, but I feel like she's a strong voice in the Manosphere.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, she probably is, and my bias toward her has nothing to do with the man.
If PBD hired her, so I think she's got to be a
PBD.
She's got her thing.
What's PBD? Am I lost?
Valuetainment, brother.
Oh,
keep it moving.
You're on a bit of a high horse today, dude. All right, let's go.
Moment that you don't often see unfolding in new media. 156. Let's look.
Define woman. Go, please. One of you.
A person who their internal idea of what they are is a woman.
Terrible definition. Coming from a lesbian, that destroys the very concept of our sexual orientation. Just saying that it's an idea.
Why?
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 Because you can't be connected and sexually attracted to somebody's brain.
Okay.
Let's make sure to
So
keep
this is interesting. This is really interesting. And I always say, I have this conversation with a friend of mine, and she's always saying, like, lesbians aren't woke enough anymore for the trans folks. Like, we're not.
That's absolutely true. Lesbians aren't woke enough nowadays.
We're not cool enough
honestly,
for the gay pride parade anymore.
I think, I honestly don't even know what's going on. I'm like, wait, you have feminist movement, but you have men taking over. I'm glad something's finally starting to happen. Like, I think, did they just get banned from women's sports?
And some states have done it. Yeah.
Well, that's definitely a win for women.
God, we live in a Mickey Mouse world. I swear,
bro. Clown world. World.
It's crazy.
Let's keep playing this.
This is just a lesbian who's just saying something very simple, and yet it caught me because of its simplicity and its truth. Like, hey, I'm a woman. I'm attracted to other women. I'm not attracted to men. Hence, define a woman for me. It's not just a perception, right? Because then I would be attracted to men, right? If a guy could just perceive himself as a woman and say, oh, well, I'm a woman because I feel that I'm a woman, then that lesbian is saying, well, then I'd be attracted to a man, and I'm not.
See, I wouldn't even call this panel. I mean, and we only heard them for like a half a minute, but I wouldn't necessarily call that panel even feminist versus non-feminist anymore.
Yeah,
I mean,
seriously.
This woke trans thing is so beyond the pales of normal thought.
Literally,
I don't think it falls within any rational definition of society.
I just wanted to play that part just because the lesbian made that point.
Yeah, no,
and
I
think it was a very important
point. It was the perfect point. Actually, I'm wondering if she links the whole video here, because that would be kind of interesting.
She said what it was. It was called the Jubilee Podcast or something.
Yeah, that's right.
But let's go to the next timestamp. It's at 15:06.
Yep. Hang on. Before that, let me make a quick point here.
Sure.
And how is it? And I look at Jedediah Bila, and I ask myself, a lot of the Manosphere today were in conservative politics at some point, like I was, and we were called science deniers and all kinds of crazy, ridiculous names because we, quote unquote, did not believe in science when it came to global warming and climate change. How are we not calling these people science deniers when they don't believe in biology?
Bro, because
talk about making an argument.
I feel like people are just trying to silence truth these days. Literally, like whoever just wants to feel their own way. Like if you
Right,
want to
looking at it from
identify as a dog, like
looking at it from a debate standpoint, these are the same people that were calling us science deniers. Now they're trying to deny biology. It's crazy nuts. All right, let's move on here.
and we're the crazy ones for speaking
Yeah,
out
we're
loud.
the crazy ones. All right, let's see. All right, here we go. This one's 50 to 5. Oh, wait. Damn it. Freaking volume.
All right, I want to get into some toxic women, and
Uh-huh.
you've got to have your guys. First of all, women, you know how to recognize a toxic woman. You all know we do. Guys, you got to have your antennas up for women like this. Take a listen. This is from whatever podcast. This was a fascinating cultural study, this woman. Just listen. Let's go to that first clip, 1859.
This is why I'm single. I can't. I'm mean to guys, unfortunately.
You're mean to guys?
Sometimes. It depends on my mood.
Explain that. How are you mean to men?
Well, the thing is, I'm not in my 20s anymore. So I've had experiences with different types of dating, even though I've always been in relationships. And then, it's like I was dating in Los Angeles. So I've seen a good amount of different species, okay, of
species.
Species.
I think that's.
I love that he said that right there.
What's up with this girl?
I don't know.
Totally.
Did we already say that? Huh?
Like this girl's just trying to promote herself. Look at her. She's like looking at herself right now. Sorry, that just caught my eye. Sorry, you were saying?
No, just keep. Yeah.
I mean, how narcissistic can you be? Sorry. All right. Let me go back a bit because I missed some of that.
59.
This is why I'm single. I can't. I'm mean to guys, unfortunately.
You're mean to guys?
Sometimes. It depends on my mood.
Explain that. How are you mean to men?
Well, the thing is, I'm not in my 20s anymore. So I've had experiences with different types of dating, even though I've always been in relationships. And then, it's like I was dating in Los Angeles. So I've seen a good amount of different species, okay, of
species.
I
think that's illegal.
So you think you can
that
be
might be illegal?
No, I mean,
Horses
I'm just not. I'm
or
not
dogs?
mean like, hey, F off or anything like that. It's just I don't have
Lizards?
patience.
Okay,
I don't have
let's pause it here. But this gets crazy. By the way, this woman's going to just go off the rails, as you'll see. First of all, imagine saying I'm mean to guys, honey. No one's going to want you talking.
Not just that. If a man was to say I'm mean to women, you're done. You're getting canceled.
Like that and acting. Don't be disrespectful to men and expect somehow it's a miracle to. I mean, oh, how surprising that you've been alone and you're jaded. Have you been mean the whole time? I don't believe you just got mean like that. No, you've been cranky and mean for a while now. Let's be honest. Secondly, don't you love how she calls men like species, like animals? They're just it's a different species.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say like that's why men look for younger that have just like experienced less?
Yeah.
Because they don't have the baggage, emotional baggage, the bad experiences with different men. Like honestly, when I find older women, it's like I feel like automatically they're coming in just like judging everything I say and not believing a word of it, whether it's genuine or not. It's just pretty interesting. Let's keep it.
Jay Blaze wants to know if we would ever go on the whatever podcast. Yeah, absolutely. I'd go on there.
Absolutely.
Dude, I don't know. I just lost my train of thought because I saw Jay Blaze's comment, but I had a thought that I was gonna.
It'll come back to you. Keep it rolling.
All right, let's keep it rolling. Oh yeah, I was just gonna say this girl, her manner of speaking, the way she's talking, it's an immediate turnoff because she makes it seem like men are just this annoyance that she has to put up with in order to eventually find somebody who's going to pay her bill.
I'm glad that you said it that way because that's how a lot of men are perceiving it to be, and that's how they feel out there.
That's how she made me feel about it. Like,
The
okay,
funny
men are
thing is, like guys like me, I'm not afraid to approach. So like, I'm not affected. So when I come across that, I'm actually kind of amused.
I'm relieved because I just know I'm not gonna waste my time on it.
No,
I'm done
but
at
the
that point.
funniest part is, Joel, do you know how many times that I've been at a bar and approached a girl just to say, hey, what's up? What's going on? Like regular conversation.
Sure.
And she gave me this like smug look, like, or some
Yeah.
weird attitude. Like, I just said hi to you. I didn't stare at your ass. I'm not in your
Yeah.
face. Like, I didn't do anything weird. I just said hi.
Yeah.
But
No, and
dude,
a lot of them,
hold
this
on,
attitude.
hold on. Stop cutting me off. Damn it. I'm about to tape
You were
pierce you.
done.
I'm about to tape pierce you.
I'm making it
So
sound like you're done.
I'm not done. So, dude, the quick, like seriously, with the quickness, I will just walk away. And immediately it'll backfire because I think I'm running away from a red flag and it'll capture their attention. And I end up getting the girl anyway.
Yeah, that and that's kind of what I think what
Guys,
they were. But
men don't know how to walk away.
they don't. Men need to learn how to walk away. We actually had an episode about that. But a lot of them give you this attitude of like, why are you breathing the same air as I am? It's absolutely a turnoff. And you're right. You got to learn how to walk away. Because if you don't know how to walk away, if you stand there and you keep begging that girl and giving that girl your attention without her giving you anything back in return, you're going to be the guy that she walks all over.
Absolutely. Bro, I'm having flashbacks from Miami. That happened to me
Yeah,
twice.
that's prevalent here in Miami.
That
That is
happened to
every
me
girl.
twice. On two different occasions it happened to me. And on these two occasions, there was many more, but these two specific occasions, those girls were actually with guys.
Yeah.
And because of my confidence, huh?
At the bar or at the club, they were with somebody when you were talking to them?
They were with somebody while I was talking to them. And because of my confidence to just walk away,
right?
They ended up chasing me.
Yeah, they keep chasing. Hey, women are not that hard to figure out. All right, let's keep it rolling here.
Yep.
Are we done with this clip?
Where are we at? No, let's keep it rolling.
How desirable. Aren't you leaping through the camera to date that woman? Don't you
No.
want to be called like an anteater on a Friday night? No, you don't. You don't. That's why this is a woman who's jaded, right? This is a woman who, it seems to me, she's been through a lot of relationships. I was going to say eggplant, but I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. She's been through a lot. Let's just say that. She's had some ups. She's had some downs. She's jaded. She's had some bad experiences. And for whatever reason, she's now going to take those bad experiences out on the next guy. So you out there, let's say you meet her on a Saturday night. And you take her, you got the best of it.
I've been through that. I've been through that. What she just said right there.
What?
You go to date a girl and you're making the new guy pay for the mistakes of the past guy immediately.
Of course. Of course you are.
Do you know how torturous that is to the new guy? Like, we don't want to deal with that.
No, and if the new guy has the balls to realize that and stand up for himself, that's when
you're an asshole.
That's when he's winning. Yeah, he gets called an asshole, but in the back of her mind, he's winning. He's doing it right. But that's when they'll hit you with oh, your mama didn't raise you right.
Yeah, okay. My mom is my best friend.
My dad raised me right.
All right, no, I was raised right. Get out of here.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Oh, wait. Damn it. I keep forgetting about the volume.
I'm a single 32-year-old living in Los Angeles. And I'm not even dating right now. Like, I'll be 33 in May, and I just don't care. Like, I'm not even interested, to be honest. because I think that like once you're in your 30s, especially when you're like getting around that mid 30s like age range, you are just so established in your life and you've done so much on your own without a partner that you no longer want just anyone around. You really value your peace. You value your my dog's freaking out right now. It's a toy. Yeah, you value
Pause it for a second.
your solitude, your peace.
Do you ever notice that all these women who like don't need a man, they don't need a husband, they don't want a child, it all sounds like such a headache. Why do they all have a little dog? Do you ever notice that? It's like the little dog syndrome. You ever see them? The other day I came home. Oh, I can't believe I forgot to tell
They're
you
all
this.
rescues too, by the way.
Do you know the little baby strollers? Y'all will know. Little baby stroller. And you know how it has like the little thing that I don't know what
The
they're
mobile.
called. You have one. It spins around and it's for the babies to kind of get hypnotized. It's so that if they cry or anything, you're
Mobile.
strolling, spin it around and they're like, I see this woman and her, I guess, I don't know, boyfriend something with a stroller. And I'm talking a baby stroller. I'm talking a baby stroller.
All right, hang on.
And I see the little thing going, boo, boo, boo. And I see her spin it. And I'm obsessed with babies. So I'm like, oh, and I go up and I look in. It was a Pomeranian. The Pomeranian was on its back. I know I've told the story about dogs and strollers before, but I never saw a little thing spinning for the dog to look and be hypnotized and look at. And I thought everybody's gone mad. This looked like a couple that had gone mad and either they weren't ready to have kids or something was wrong and that something looked wrong. Why do you got a Pomeranian inside a baby stroller with a little thing like something's messed up in society? Holy mother. And that was a couple too.
Like I have nothing. I love dogs, but there is a point where it's like, okay, too much.
Yeah,
Too
seriously.
much. Yeah.
Let's go. We're gonna go to 3750, and this is
What? They didn't want to finish. I feel like she had more to say on this, right? Like we didn't finish watching the girl.
Yeah, we could keep going.
All right, let's.
A lot of these single women, you notice they get the dog. You know why? Because they do feel an instinct for something. Woman 32, you still look young. At 32, I looked 24. Not kidding. I had like the little baby face and all that, and you're not yet realizing what's going to happen. You know, you don't know where it's headed yet because you still have like the same face and pretty much the same body you've had your whole life. So you only know one place and you're in it. Okay. So let's just play a little bit more of this. She's 32 years old. She's saying, oh, I don't know if I need, sure. Let's play a little more.
You know who you are, you're content, like you have your own space, hopefully, and you have just created a life for yourself where you are very efficient on your own. So if you're going to have anyone in your world, like in your life, they have to contribute in some kind of positive way.
So do you, by the way, to their life.
I was talking to a guy like a year ago, and he made a comment to me about how he's like, I just feel like you have everything. Like what would you need a boyfriend for? And that's the thing. I'm not sure if maybe men like want to feel like need. It's funny because men want an independent lady, but they also want to feel needed. But at this point in my 30s, like I've got it all down. Like I have everything on my own. I also really value having that autonomy over my life. Like I never want to have a man be able to just rip out the rug from underneath me. I've had that before, and it's.
All right, no, I'm sorry, I can't listen to this one. All right, next one. All right, I think this is the next one, right? This one is timestamped at 3750. Justin, I think you're muted.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I was. I was gonna say, I wanted to hear what Jed was gonna finish saying about that one, but never mind. We'll keep it moving.
I couldn't hear it. I couldn't keep listening to that.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to hear Jed Ripper.
Yeah, Mike right here. Independent woman equals headache. Absolutely right. No girl ever got a man of value by telling him I'm an independent woman.
Ever.
ever. All right, moving on here.
They elevate. Let's go to 224. Let's play it.
Your age. I ain't gonna hold you. A year makes sense if you in your 30s and maybe didn't experience it because you was in a long relationship. But to me, I think a lot of us had enough time to be in our whole phase, especially in our 20s.
I'm sorry, I do not believe this woman was capable of having a whole face.
That I think a year is a good time. I wouldn't suggest someone to just be in their whole phase.
See, I disagree. If you coming off a 5-year relationship, right? Now you already know what you want in love, what you want next, what your likes and dislikes aren't. You kind of need that year to just fuck around. I think we could keep having whole phases. I think I'm having another one at 40.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think you can have a whole phase at any stage of your life. When you need to have that release, no pun intended, I think you should just give yourself the flexibility and the freedom to do what you want. At the end of the day, it's all about your choice. I always tell people, when people say, "Oh, is this person gay or straight? Are you gay or straight?"
You know
don't
what? I
believe in all
can't. These people are like they're morally depraved.
I agree with Jedediah Bila on that. Like,
I agree with her too. I think that this is what's wrong, like, and what's going on, and women will blame it on us men and be like, "No, but men are hoes. You
It is
guys are
hard.
out there doing
I agree. I think it is hard.
If you guys let men do this, we're going to.
Yeah.
But you guys
course.
are the gatekeepers.
Yeah.
You're the gatekeepers of sex. We're the gatekeepers of relationships.
100%. 100%.
But let's hear what Jed was saying about this.
People. He doesn't believe, by the way, Deli said he's feminine. He doesn't believe in paradigms of men and women. He just believes in pure fluidity. He clarifies later, so that might explain some of the oddness going on. Okay.
So he takes the eggplant from the back. That's what that means.
So I love this. Do you know what used to happen back in the day? Not to date myself as a relic, but I will. Back in the day when you went through a relationship and something happened, whether it was a high school relationship, whatever it was, and you got hurt, you know what women used to do? I will tell you. We used to
Eat ice cream, cry a little bit, call their girlfriends, and go shopping.
call our friends and we'd cry it out. We'd wrap up in a really cozy, cuddly blanket and watch a romantic movie with a little box of tissues nearby. We'd eat pizza and ice cream and just like try to make it go away. And then we'd call our friends again. And that's what you did. You know what you didn't do? Go spread your legs for a bunch of strangers at the club.
I love that you were able to call that.
Yeah, I mean, it used to be simple. Now,
We used
she's
to live in
absolutely
a
right.
simple world.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm reluctant whether I should tell the story. I had an ex a few years back, probably like 5 years ago, forever ago. And we broke up, long story short. And all of a sudden, she's bragging on her social media about her sexual exploits. Like, I'm talking gangbangs, threesomes, every different one every night. It was fucking disgusting.
It's like she was throwing it out there?
Yeah.
Oh,
For me to see it, I'm assuming, but it was fucking nasty. And you sit there and you think to yourself, was she this person all along? Was she lying to you the entire time?
The funny part is that she's doing that, thinking that she's like
hurting you.
Hurting you. Like,
Yeah, when in fact she's helping you move on. You know? You think I ever wanted to touch that girl again? Hell no. I mean, it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous.
It really
Anyway,
is.
all right, moving on.
You didn't do that because it wasn't glorified to do that. First of all, we all knew back then that it wasn't going to help you ultimately as a female feel any better because it was only going to make you feel worse. The last thing you need as a woman when you're coming out of a relationship where you feel injured is to hop in bed with people who don't care about you and aren't going to call you back the next day, only so that you can magnify that feeling of injured over and over and over again. It's just like taking a broken heart and breaking it more every single day.
And those are the women who, by the way, when they go and they have a whole phase in their 30s and 40s, those are the women who become statistics by ending up on antidepressants.
Absolutely. And they're the ones that instill,
like 90% of people on antidepressants are women.
and they also go and they instill those bad ideals into the younger generations of women coming up.
Absolutely. Yes. This is the kind of crap they're teaching their daughters. Because these girls are having daughters. Jesus. I feel like a grumpy old man, but I don't care.
Now, that implies, of course, that women still have their hearts and souls intact, which in the modern world is not the case. They've lost complete touch with their bodies, their hearts, their souls, and all of that in the name of feminism, girl power, sluttiness. Yay. And they're all miserable. So we used to know that about ours. We used to know, like, that's not going to, we weren't even drawn to that. In fact, you were so busy mourning that old relationship that you couldn't even fathom being with another guy because you were like, I'm still in this guy. You had to talk through the thing like ad nauseum over and over again with your best friend. That's what feminine women used to be like, right? I'm not saying every woman, but I'm saying the majority of women process things like that. Now it's like, oh, you just got out of a relationship? Go screw everyone. Yeah, you'll feel so much better. In fact, you'll be sad from the relationship ending. So just go have sex with everyone that doesn't care about you. That should make you feel amazing.
That is to assume, however, that she wasn't fucking around in this relationship. Because nowadays, that's encouraged too. And it's pathetic.
Yeah, like no one's monogamous anywhere.
No, it's crazy.
On what planet, you soulless creatures?
Yeah.
Are you so soulless that you can't fathom that that's going to make a woman feel worse if she's still got any connection to her body at all?
I don't know. But guys, you are watching the J&J Dynamics podcast. This is Jonathan Major's favorite podcast and your weekly dose of everything your father should have told you. So if you haven't yet, do me a favor, hit the like and the subscribe button. And let's get after it. Keep getting after it here. We got one more,
Is this doing anything? Like, do you guys hear? Can you see it's not just coming from us? Do you see women are catching on? You have women saying that women are out here on their worst behavior.
I'm still wondering if it's an echo chamber or not. And it's impossible to prove it one way or the other right now. But that's just my question. I'm wondering if it's an echo chamber or if it actually is getting out there. But we'll find out.
Let's go to the next clip.
Next clip, which is the last clip. Let's see. Short.
No, there should be a couple.
I have one more. I have one more, and it is this one right here. All right. Here we go.
Oh, yeah, that's a short one. We forgot the Melanie King one.
Okay.
No, Riz, I have a question. Wouldn't you say that's selfish to love yourself more?
No, because like you need, you know, like everyone says, like you need to love yourself before you love someone else.
No, everyone doesn't say that. Women say that.
I don't know.
Yeah, I've never heard a man say that.
I'm quoting RuPaul.
No, I'm saying
I'm quoting RuPaul.
Single women say that. That you need to love yourself before a relationship. But if you want to start a family, what do you have to love more? The family.
Your kids.
Yeah, you're right. The family, the kids. And so it's like if you're already just demonstrating before you're even with a guy that you need to love yourself more than the relationship, then it's like,
yeah, but if valuing him.
Facts. And for everybody that doesn't know, we didn't play a longer video, but that's just Pearly Things. Yep. I think, you know.
I'm sure they know Just Pearl. Let's give her a like on that video.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, check out Just Pearl. She's got a lot of insight.
And let's hit her with
if you guys think we're being misogynistic and
if valuing him,
you're
so full of shit.
Sorry.
It's all right. You could sandbag me all day. I'm a man. I could take it.
Yeah, you can take it. There you go. That's the spirit, buddy. That's the spirit.
All right. Let's go to let's go back to the Melanie King one.
Which one's the Melanie King?
The one that you said was like 20 minutes.
Okay. Single because we can't find out. Yeah, this is it. I'm gonna close out all the other ones. All right. While I do this, guys, hit like, hit subscribe, please help us out. And here we go. This is it, right?
I'm gonna have to start doing after hours without you. You can log out. I'll stay on. You keep cutting videos out. It's all right.
Cutting videos out, bro. It's just like, it's a lot of fucking videos.
Candace Owen. Hey, we're trying to do something here. I'm trying to accomplish something. I'm trying to teach these 304s. I'm trying to teach these 304s.
Oh, buddy. All right, here we go. Should I just start playing it?
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I don't like that. No, you don't like that. But that's what it is. You wanted all the.
Hey, you know what they say? Lies are sweet, but the truth, that bitch is bitter.
It comes from the back door. Pow! Pause.
Yeah, you have to say that. You said back home, like, nigga, that's gay.
She was not expecting it. It came through her back door. She was not.
I haven't seen this in a while.
Raw dogging it.
I haven't seen this in a while, but it's like 20 minutes, but we can play through it.
Let's actually play it at 2 times speed, yeah? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Or do you
Yeah.
help?
Go for it.
All right, let's do that. Let's see. Raw dogging that speed.
Playback speed. In the middle.
Raw dogging that speed. Here we go.
No Vaseline.
The way he came in.
I mean, you raise a good point.
I can do bad all by myself. That's why
All right,
they
maybe
don't want to
1.5. Maybe 1.5.
Let's see.
They don't want to deal with you. Women think it's attractive to be a lot to handle. No. Grow up.
Not.
Grow up, sis. You are a burden.
You can't be that one, right? You can't be the one to pay for the meal and because you're dating down.
You, Joe, I'm sorry. Remember where we're at right now.
Yeah.
Remember where we're at, because you didn't start the video from the beginning, so we're like, there's no context to this. Play it back from the beginning.
I did.
It was right from the begining, or is this an
but
intro to their clip?
I don't know. You send me the video, and I started it where
All
you
right.
said started.
We're at 121. Go back to the beginning real quick.
Look at the woman's reaction when he's like, I don't like that.
I don't like that. No, you don't like that. But
See, it's the very beginning.
All right, my bad. Go back to 121. This is probably like an intro to
Yeah,
what's
it might
coming.
be.
we already covered it.
We already covered it, but I'm curious if you feel like something changed. This one's a classic. If you guys haven't seen it, it's good.
Finding love is not that easy, right? And it's especially hard in this
Here we go.
economy. And guess what? Many women say they are finding it very hard to find a man who makes as much as they do. A study by Cornell University found that the country's declining marriage rate is due to the lack of financially eligible bachelors. Women are actually outpacing men with education, and this is changing the age-old mentality that men are the breadwinners. In turn, the gig or small gigs economy and lack of good jobs out there have left the ladies single and disgruntled. And researchers say they are seeing a trend of women dating down, which means, a man who...
All right, guys. So I saw this popped up in my feed for some reason. Auburn Free, shout out to them. I'll link the original below. But I wanted to react to this because we hear this all the time. Women are dating down because why? They have this top level education and they have a high powered job. And these dusty men are insecure. They can't get on a woman's level. So these poor women who've worked so hard have now got to settle with guys who don't make more than them.
Yeah, what a Greek tragedy.
God forbid. I've gotten my education and career so I can be a strong, independent woman, but when it comes to marrying and dating, I need a man to be even stronger and more independent than me. Why? Because I'm strong and independent, so I shouldn't want to depend on his resources. So why does it matter? Because remember, I'm a woman. I can do it all. I just want a man. I don't need one.
You know what? I can summarize this in about 3 words, and it goes back to that old adage that what men find attractive in a woman is not the same thing that a woman finds attractive in a man.
I agree.
This video makes it absolutely clear.
No, they've completely feminized them. I mean, they've literally become the men that they want to date, and they just can't date down, as they're saying. I don't know where you went, Joel, but you are gone, and it is now me by myself. You are watching. Hold on, J dating. J dating. I can't even get it right.
Are you
Anyway,
there? What the hell happened? That was weird.
oh, we're back to J and J dating dynamics. I completely crossed out one of the J's. It was J
No, that
dating
was.
dynamics for
I'm
a
not
second.
really sure what happened. My computer there kind of had a little fit, but we're back. All right. So what else? We got final thoughts, or you want to keep watching that clip? Let's keep watching it. Yeah.
Guys, next week I will be starting another podcast by myself, and I will be schooling you guys since Joel has other things to do.
Bro, we said an hour. If you want to start doing 2 hours, let's go. I'm just saying, let's set clear. Let's make this shit clear.
I wanted to completely go through this video, but
Let's
or
do
we
it
could
then.
go through like parts of it.
Let's go. You just gotta be clear, man. Just gotta be clear. Let me bring it up. If you haven't yet, guys, we do it live, but hit the like and hit the subscribe, please.
Hit it.
Here we go. We're gonna pick it up right where we left off.
It's illogical. Like, if you're strong and independent, you have your education, you're up here on this level, then you don't need a man. Like, just let it go, sis. We get it. Like, in this delusion that men are intimidated because you have an education and a job. You're a functioning adult. So, of course, a lot of men are scared because men are just broke and dusty. They don't have good jobs. They aren't, they don't know how to do anything. Like, they're just, destitute. They don't have anything going on. So we're now forced into this. See, you didn't worry about a man. It's illogical. So you chased after your corporate husband. You chased after a bag. And now that you've reached a certain mountaintop in your mind, now you're thinking about a relationship, about marriage, because the clock has ticked. And now your biological clock has gone, is discombobulated. It can't tell what time it is. Because it's like, what are we waiting for? And geriatric pregnancy is at 35. So many women that chase the education and got a good job, and there's nothing wrong with that. But what I'm finding is those women have not logically thought through what they truly want at the end of the day. So many of us women are chasing the bag and leveling up and getting to this high status. And we really believe that somehow that translates into, well, naturally a relationship, marriage is going to come next for me. But what women are finding out, it's not true. But see, they're blaming men in the first one. But see, I'm going on and on. I gotta get through the video.
Oh, man. You remember this video? You remember this video?
I love this part because
I want to
her
rewatch it just a different lens years
post.
later. Curious to see if anything that you think about it changes or if
you what?
I
You
love this part because one of her co-anchors on there goes in on her, and we'll see that coming up.
Buddy, that should be good. Let's see.
have a deeper appreciation for what happens here. Boom. But guys, women don't want to date down.
No, they
want
don't.
to date up, which means they want you to date down.
The black dude's not doing
I mean, who I say all that. Disgruntled. This is just the reality of it. So women, we're more educated now, and I think that we're furthering our education. So with that being said, we're gonna hold off on the baby making. We're gonna hold off until we get that great job. We're really career driven, and I don't think there's anything wrong with hoping that there's someone either on your level or higher than you.
So, okay. Go ahead, doctor. All right. So before, right, it was okay when the man made more money to be the one to buy everything, to do, treat you and all this other kind of stuff. And now that you make more money, you can't be that one, right? You can't be the one to pay for the meal and because you're dating down. I hate dating down. What is that about? It wasn't called dating down.
Right, yeah.
He's about to look at the woman's reaction when he's like, I don't like that.
I don't like that. No, you don't like that, but that's what it is. You wanted all the
hey, you know what they say? Lies are sweet, but the truth, that bitch is bitter.
It comes from the back door. Pow!
Dude, real quick, Joel.
Out.
This goes back to the point that women are building themselves literally up to a certain level, and they're building themselves out of the opportunity to find a decent man because they're always going to want them at that level or above.
Because hypergamy.
Guess what happens when you start getting to those top tier levels where the men are at? Those men have options. And when you're at that age, when you're close to that wall, you don't fall within those options.
And you don't have normally that many options either. Especially if you work yourself up. Think about a whole company, right? If you work yourself up to VP, they're going to want to date a VP or above. There's not that many of those. Meanwhile, the CEO and the VPs, they're checking for the hot secretaries. which
Dude,
there's
these
plenty of.
women become so career driven, even if they find a man successful, like they don't even have the nurturing ability. They literally don't. When
No,
you're
because by the time they get
at that level, they want what are they called? What do they call that when you have another wife, what another woman gives birth for you?
Surrogate.
Yeah, they have
Yeah.
surrogates.
Look, and by the
They
time
have
these
nannies. They have
by the,
maids. They're not typical women at all.
by the time these women get to their high level positions or whatnot, we know what it takes to get there. They've gone through so many changes to their feminine nature. They've had to do so many masculine things to get to that level. We know they're exhibiting masculine traits. Even if they weren't the VP, we wouldn't be checking for them. Because we
Agreed.
know that to reach those levels, you've had to let go of your femininity and you've had to become competitive, which is a masculine trait. You've had to become cutthroat, etc., 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 which are all masculine traits. All right, moving on.
Seriously.
Yeah, you have to say that. You said background, like, that's gay.
She was not expecting it. It came through her back door. She was not fucking expecting it. Raw dogging it.
No Vaseline.
The way he came in.
I mean, he raises a good point. Yeah, I think now that's
wow.
Did my boy say through the back door with the effect?
Yes.
And then I would say no Vaseline.
Raw dogging it.
I just, for the y'all who missed it, you needed to hear it. So that's why. Okay, let's continue.
Society has changed and women are killing it. Women are outpacing men when it comes to education. In some cities, women are even out earning men. You're seeing all these like societal shifts, but it's hard to let go of some of those old standards. So it's interesting hearing the term dating down now, because in the past we never really kind of saw it that way. So it's interesting that women kind of still hold on to that term, because it shows you that women value men obviously for their financial ability or their education level, whereas men never really saw it that way. And so there's no idea of dating down back then. So it just speaks to how society understands what women are looking for generally when it comes to these partners, and it's reinforced by stats.
I have a feeling though that some of the issue here is that it may be the psyche of the men, that when they make less, they are insecure and it can affect their relationship.
Women complaining about the fact,
That they
oh,
don't
now
have.
I gotta
So
get
yeah, I guess my question would be: so are these women expecting the men to cover everything? They want those breadwinners, so they.
That's what it sounds like to me by this particular study. I have to date down now. What is that? You wanted to make more money? Look at her face. Her face is amazing.
So yeah, the guy's calling them out for real. I love it.
Seriously.
Hey, shout out to you.
And see, that's the thing. Her face looks like that because these two women expected these two guys to just go along with them. And they're getting thrown, the guys are throwing a wrench into their plans right now.
Yeah, you are gorgeous, man, but you are mad. I can see it too.
Yeah, you don't, because it's not so much she's mad. She don't like that. She don't like that she would call on that. She's like, yeah, no, women are doing better, so we want better. No, you want to do better. You want. This is the thing, okay? Women wanted to be equal as men, okay? Therefore, you're gonna have to do equality things. You understand? You want to do equal? The future is female. Then pay the bills. I'll stay home with kids. How about that? Work the job. No, you don't get a maternity leave. I get a paternity leave. You go. That's what you wanted. You the future now. Oh no, that's you. That's you. No, I'll go be a secretary. You go build the city. You go in the sewers and work that job. No, that's you. That's what you want. You want equality. Equality is going to come in all aspects. The good and the not so good.
True.
So you want that, you get that.
Get it.
You wanted to make more money, you make more money. If there's a responsibility with making more money, first of all, I don't believe in any of it. But if there's a responsibility that comes with making more money, accept it. You wanted to make more money. Look at her face. You wanted to make more money. You know, are you going to find many men out there that makes as much as you do?
And my point is, so now you're going to, because we hear so much about women that are like, oh, there's nobody out there, there's no one out there, I can't find love, I'm getting too old. Now you're going to sacrifice the fact that you could find that love because the man's not making that much money, and you're going to date down.
All right. You see the women's face, especially the girl in the purple. She is so mad. She is not used to someone pushing back against this delusional rhetoric.
Because she expected both of these guys to just go along with the talking points. And I'm surprised that they did. This is a corporate media.
I'm happy they didn't, because that's what's wrong with the country right now. Is that
they didn't go along with it.
Whenever you hear voices like this, like we're just expected to take it now. And I'm glad they didn't. Seriously,
that's what the guys were expected to do, and I'm glad they didn't.
And I'm not saying she's delusional, but what she's saying in this particular mindset is delusional. Why is that, class? Why is this delusional? Well, Professor Melanie is going to tell you why. Do I need like a professor jacket and like some glasses and, you know, should I do a whole thing when I'm breaking it down? But they zoomed in on her face because she can't even hide her disdain. I would love the body language experts that are on YouTube to break this down, because she cannot believe that this man had the nerve to speak truth and logic. So this is what ladies, we are listening. We have been programmed in the sisterhood to believe certain things that not only are antithetical to each other, but they go against what we truly want. So these are obviously very career-minded women. They assume that if they got a good education, got a good job along the way, or when they were ready, when their career hit the peak, just like how men traditionally have been, once they reach that strong, independent level where they don't need a man to pay for anything, that's what they wanted. They wanted to be strong and independent bosses. Okay. Now that may not have been the mindset per se, like I'm going to be a strong, independent boss. I mean, it is today, but that may not have been the thought process along the way. But but they still operated and still hold those beliefs. Look at this.
She wants to be a boss bitch.
Dude, they all do. They all do, but that's not what we want.
No.
Anyway, we can go on and on. What was that?
No man wants to date a boss bitch.
No.
No man.
No. We want a woman
Is
that
the,
runs.
is the original clip to this linked here? Because I would love to watch the actual morning show thing.
Yeah, it probably is. But anyway, we can stop it here. I did also want to mention, we didn't get around to it, but I wanted to mention like Candace Owens. Like I said, we're speaking women to women. So if there's any ladies that happen to watch this episode,
and
Candace
we're gonna
Owens,
do more episodes. We're gonna do more episodes like this. I want to bring Sarah back on, and who was the girl that we had a couple weeks ago?
Oh, that was Samantha Sequoia.
Yeah,
we could probably get her back on.
Get their opinion on all of this. But guys, you are watching the J&J Dating Dynamics podcast, Jonathan Major's favorite new podcast. Go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't yet. And we are here every single week, every Sunday, 8 p.m., giving you the weekly dose of the things your father should have taught you. So, Justin, final thoughts, my brother.
Oh, final thoughts. Same thing that I've been thinking since day one. I think women need to learn about what we're trying to say in the red pill community and the manosphere. And I think the easiest way to introduce them to it, I even hear it from my best friend, you know, the second he gets caught listening to anything, his girl won't even check it out. And I happen to know her. I'm cool with her. She won't even listen to the shit I say. And I'm like, all right, whatever. But to be honest, it's not cool. You guys can't just like want to be heard all the time. We got to listen, but you won't hear guys out. Like, it's not cool. So maybe if it's coming from a woman's mouth, like, they'll listen. I don't know. Let's see. What do you think about it?
I think no one has a right to be heard. That's not a right. You have a right to say anything you want, but that doesn't mean you can force somebody to listen to you. So if I don't want to listen to you, I don't want to listen. So
I don't have to call you a dog. You're not a dog. You're a human being.
Yeah, facts. You know, my final thought. You know, women need to figure out what it is that we find attractive, because it ain't the same things they find attractive. I think that is where dating, that is one of the main parts where dating has gone so wrong. And it's thrown everything off the rails. And, you know, now we have this whole woke 2.0 trans thing happening. And my God, those people are science deniers, man. They're the ones denying. I don't get it. But we are going to try about next week. Next week, we are going to be talking about that. And that should be a fiery episode.
I almost don't want to cover it.
Why? We have to, bro.
I know we have to cover it just because, like, we're speaking up on behalf of men. But now it's like we're not even speaking up on behalf of men. It's like men have to stand up right now
for
women.
for
Again.
themselves. And just to give everybody,
Because you guys aren't doing it. Women aren't doing it. The feminists aren't doing it.
Just to give everybody a little preview, we are going to talk about this next week, but we have had a lot of brands, obviously, lately go woke 2.0, as I'm calling it, with the whole trans movement and whatever it is out there these days. So you have companies like Gillette, who went that way a while ago with the Super Bowl ad. And now you have, of course, Bud Light in the worst marketing campaign in history. But next week, we're going to dive into a little company known as Harley Davidson, who's showing signs of going this way. And I think you're going to find it quite interesting. If there's an all-American company out there, you would think, branding-wise, would be Harley Davidson.
You know what? If Harley Davidson is smart at all, they'll see what's going on with Bud Light, and they will pull any type of plug that they're trying to plug in right now.
I agree. But hey, that is a topic for next week. Everybody make sure you tune in and watch. Hit the subscribe button and hit the like button. We're going to talk about that next week. That's going to do it, everybody. Justin, thank you, my friend. I'll see you next week.
You got it, man. Good night.
Peace. Hang on. Ah.